afternoon. We shall start with our webinar today. Okay. So basically, I'd like to introduce to all our viewers Mr. Suhas Vaidya. He has completed his BCom from BYK College of Commerce in 1988. Then later on, he started a course by the name DTL, that is Diploma in Taxational Law. He completed that in 1989. In 1991, he took admission in NPT Law College and he completed that. So in December 1990, he entered into stock market. Currently, he is the director of a very reputed stockbroking firm in Nasik. He is into this stock market field from the past 31 years. He is a SEBI registered sub broker for NSE as well as BSE. He is specialized in various fields like equities, derivatives, currency, commodities. He is a corporate agent for mutual funds. He's an agent for life and non-life insurance too. He has a very vast experience in many fields like NRI accounting, depository relations, corporate FDs, alternative investment funds. He has currently his office is in Tidke Colony, and he has a good relationship with two leading broking arms of our country, which are Sushil Finance and Edelweiss Broking. So, Suhas sir, I welcome you on our show, Know Your Career with Career Buddy. So today you are our career buddy, and with very respect, we would like to welcome you to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for getting me here. Good evening to everyone.
Yes. So basically, I'd like to tell about our show. So basically, our show is for youngsters who are pursuing their or who are entered into 11th standard or 12th standard and who are pursuing commerce or any other field, but they are a bit confused. Like, what are we supposed to do after our graduation? Or they don't know many fields. Like, if you just enter into commerce, many people think like we can go for CA or we can go for CS or we can do MBA. So these are the few fields which many people know, but there are many hidden fields which people are not knowing. So the main aim of this show is to make the students and to make our viewers aware that there are numerous fields when you enter into commerce. So today we have Mr. Suhas Vaidya with us, who is a very reputed stock market expert in Nasik, and he has a huge experience of almost more than 3 decades. So basically, we have designed few questions which our students had given us. So first question to you, Suhas sir, is where did you get the idea of entering into stock market, and how did your journey start into this particular field?
Yeah, see, when I was studying last year of law, way back in 1990, uh, parallelly the stock market that time the Sensex was around 1,000 points, and I was a bit confused whether I'll go for law, practice into law, go to Bombay High Court, or either get into some other field. Luckily, in those days, stock market was in a very early phase. The Sensex trading around say 1,000 or 1,200 points. Luckily, I met one of my friends in college, and he had started a stockbroking arm. I started working under him for a year's period, and I was deciding after completion of law, I'll either go to practice or have a trial at the stock market.
Okay.
Luckily, it was all a part of luck that time the Saddam Hussein government had taken steps against Kuwait, and the Sensex globally fell, and Indian indices were around 1,000 points. We entered the markets at those levels, and after that, the market gradually started settling down, and then the Harshad Mehta Teji began around 1992. It's a sheer coincidence that the Manmohan Singh budget, which is considered till today, it is considered as a wonderful change of guard for the Indian economy, took place in 1991. And that was the point I was in the markets. And after that, the foreign investment started coming in, the market started going up, and we could see the journey of the Harshad Mehta Teji. And in a period of 2 years, The indices from 1,000 points went to 4,500 points. That is the level where I decided to settle down into stock markets. And even after
Okay.
getting a top-notch degree, I was a NBT topper for 3 consecutive years. But I did
Oh,
not go
that's great.
to practice, and I entered the markets. And
Okay.
I'm quite lucky till today I'm here.
Yes, that is very great. Moving towards our next question, like as we all know that this field is very time sensitive. Like you constantly need to be on tools and be updated about the changes happening all over the market. So, what things you do to cope up with the situation, and what things you do to be updated for the current market scenario?
Right. See, first of all, if you want to, there are two things. One is the investor part, the other is the
Okay.
broking part. Now, I am
Okay.
managing both the roles. Naturally, when
Okay.
you are into a market as a broker, you have your
Right.
own investments, you have your prop trading account, and you are also an
Okay.
investor also.
Okay.
They both are totally different things. To work as a broker, you have to guide people to invest, you have to guide people to disinvest, you have to make them understand the markets. That is one role. And the other role that I'm saying as an investor is you have to study on your own. You have to
Okay.
first earn, save, and properly deploy the money that you have saved into fix various classes of investments. Both
Okay.
the roles, for managing both the roles, you have to be in touch with the economical developments on a regular basis, analyze the markets, get into it, stay invested, and that is how the portfolio grows.
Okay. So, what would your advice be for our viewers? Like, do we have to install some app to get updates, or do we need to read the Economic Times daily, or do we need to switch on the stock market news channels to be updated with the current scenario?
See, learning stock market these days is quite easy because of the media revolution that is happening everywhere. The
Okay.
days when we were into the markets way back in 1990, there were only fixed few magazines and fixed uh, papers like Economic Times and Financial Express or Business Standard. Now things have moved very fast because of the media revolution happening across the globe. You have the ready data available. So for people who want to be very seriously involved into the market, there are various newspapers like Economic Times, the Business Standard, the Financial Wizard, Capital Markets, and there are various websites like Money Control, then the
Okay.
Bombay and the National Stock Exchange, which are the
Okay.
two primary and the main exchanges of our country, both have their own websites. So you get
Okay.
lot of data readily available. So seriously, students who want to get into it should follow all these websites like Money Control,
Okay.
bscindia.com, nscindia.com, then the Economic Times, then the Business Express, and so on.
Okay, okay. So, viewers, please note the websites and please note the things which Suhas sir had mentioned. So, they will keep you constantly updated. Now, the next question is many of us students are interested into investing into stocks but are unaware of it. So, what would be the chronology or steps one should take for entering and investing into stock market?
Right. See, for entering into a stock market as an investor, you first need to get in touch with any broker. These days,
Okay,
most of the banks have their online accounting. Most of the banks have their online accounting platforms, or there are
okay,
brokers like us who have their offices spread across the country. You can get in
okay,
touch with any of the brokers. If there
okay,
are new participants, they can get the names of brokers through the various websites that I have mentioned. You can get in
okay,
touch with a broker. These
okay.
days, opening an account with stock market is very easy. You
Right.
need to do the normal KYC things that are required to open a single bank account, like your
Okay.
photographs and your PAN card and your Aadhaar card and a cancel checks or whatever. These are called as Know Your Client (KYC) documents. These are the
Okay.
same for opening accounts in a bank. So
Okay.
once you get in touch with a broker, once you open an account, the next step
Okay.
is where to invest. Now,
Right.
if you are a beginner and if you don't know anything about the market, the
Okay.
broker through his consultancy segment will help you out to understand and analyze whether you are a short term investor, whether you are a long term investor, or what is the corpus available with you. These
Okay.
days, what is happening is there are many online portals like Zerodha, Upstocks,
Right.
and so on.
Right.
The biggest blunder that this new generation does is without
Right.
understanding from hearsay activity, they just go on, they download the app, they open a bank account, they link their bank account, and they start trading, which
Correct.
is logically not advisable. If you
Okay.
are very serious, you need to study about the market, get
Right.
into it slowly and steadily, and start
Okay.
investing. And the broker will help you to get so many research reports from his office. You can go through these reports, and then you can
Okay.
decide your corpus and then invest into the market.
Okay, okay. Because so many of our students, as you said, they have opened an account on Upstocks and Zero, and whatever the apps are, but they are unaware of where to invest and for how long to invest. So your advice is very, very. We are very thankful for this advice. Definitely in our YouTube channel, which is Shreyas Kulkarni Educational Institute, we'll be mentioning your number, and my students will definitely get into touch for investment advice and further any queries. From this point, like many people get into panic when they suffer losses, or so, or their parents. Say, for example, there is so if such people have suffered losses in the past, they tell their younger generations not to invest into stock market, or they say कि stock market is a scam, or they say कि it is a pura we say in Hindi कि ये जुआ है यहाँ पे मत जाओ. So what your suggestion would be when a person loses into stock market, or when there are many panicky situations in the stock market, and when people, because of their past bad experiences, tell other people or tell their future generations not to invest into stock market, so what your advice would be?
As you rightly said, people get into panicky mode.
Right.
Now, this is the biggest blunder. Why they are getting into panicky mode is because they have done a wrong beginning. If you go
Okay.
to the market step by step, analyze the market first, invest with a
Okay.
long term tenure, I
Okay.
don't think you will face any panicky situation, because stock market is such a place where everything and anything troubles the market. But whenever there
Okay.
is a panic mode, that is the opportunity where one must get into the markets. What happens
Okay.
is people, or especially millennials, go by the
Right.
hearsay kind of a concept. They get short
Okay.
term tips from people they know, or they take tips from other seniors. They get into the
Right.
market and then they aggressively trade into the markets. Now, what is
Okay.
aggressive trading is, first of all, trading activity should be avoided in the initial phases of investment. One should come
Okay.
to the market with a longer view. One
Okay.
should get into the markets of properly analyzing the market, analyzing the
Okay.
specific stock. Then, when you
Okay.
get into it, you have to understand the lower side risk of the market also. What
Okay.
happens is people don't understand the lower side risk. They get
Right.
into the market without research. At the very first
Okay.
entry, they do aggressive kind of a trading. And when anything bothers the market, let's consider in present situation that the Ukraine issue is going on, that will trouble
Right.
the market. But
Okay.
these are the moments where one gets the opportunity to enter the market. What happens
Okay.
with the millennials is they have bought it at the higher level. When the market
Okay.
fluctuates and reacts on a little bit lower side, they get panicked, and then they lose the opportunity, they book the losses, they get out of the markets, and for the rest of the life, they are so afraid of getting into the markets is that they
Correct.
lose the opportunity of entering a wonderful place of return.
Right.
Stock
Right.
market, according to me, is the only asset class which gives you wonderful returns if you come with a longer term perspective.
Right, right. Actually, many of my students and many of our viewers think that if you invest into stock market, you can get 30, 40, 50% returns, or the stock will double into few days. So is it right, or it is just something which they are into, and because of this hearsay things, they don't know the actual thing. So what your suggestion would be? Does this really happen into stock market, that the stocks boom and your invested amount is like multiplied by 3 times, 5 times, 10 times in a very short period?
See, how it works is when the market is in a bullish phase, the
Okay.
market moves very fast. And in those situations, like when in 2 years back, when COVID came, the market
Right.
was in a panic situation. The
Mhm.
Sensex went down to 28,000. Slowly and steadily, everyone in the global scene started getting into the markets, and markets
Okay.
started moving towards a bullish zone. Now what
Okay.
happened is this scenario has not happened in past 100 years. So last
Right.
year the returns were approximately beyond dreams of any normal investor. This
Correct.
seed doesn't happen every time. So
Right.
before entering into the markets, one must make it clear this is not a place where magical things will happen. Considering,
Absolutely.
say, 50, 60, 100% returns is something one should not dream of. This is not a place to gamble. What happens is, see, if the rate of interest in the global scene or the bank rate is around, say, 7%, and if you are
Right.
getting a cool 15% rate of return into equity, it's a
Right.
wonderful place.
Okay, okay, okay. Because this is a very important thing which everybody should know, because it shouldn't happen like somebody's portfolio has grown by 10 times, 15 times, and there shouldn't be any comparison between the portfolio, because everybody enters into the market at a very different time, in a very different zone. So, this message is specifically for all the students who think that if you invest into stock market, within 21 days your pesa is going to be double. This only happens in movies. This only happens in our dream world. In real life, you have to invest smartly. So I will definitely mention Suhas sir's number in our YouTube description box. If any queries, if you want to open any account or account related any issues, please contact him. He will definitely guide you. Now, moving towards our next question, sir, what mistakes should one avoid in this field?
Right. As I rightly mentioned earlier, don't come with a short term view to the markets. The
Okay,
longer the tenure, the better the results. Why I tell
okay,
you is, see, the crowd that I'm handling as of now are in their
okay,
early stage of their academic education.
okay,
Okay, so you should come with a longer tenure planning. You should do
okay,
a SIP kind of an investment. If you don't
okay,
understand the markets directly, you can come through the mutual fund route. And if you understand the markets seriously, you can do individual stock SIP. Scatter
okay,
your investments, keep on
okay,
investing regularly. In there are various stocks. There are so many good
right,
companies in our country like TCS and Infosys and Reliance, and so many are there. I can name.
okay,
So you can keep on investing on a regular basis and create a good portfolio that will keep on giving you proper dividends, bonuses,
okay,
rights, and as you grow older, the portfolio parallelly
okay,
will grow, and then you can diversify through various asset classes.
okay, okay, okay. That is very good.
The best
So,
thing one this student should avoid is ask all of them to avoid the intraday trading kind of a thing, which is very,
okay,
very bad. What happens is, I don't want to name the websites, but there are so many websites which are easily available. These students
okay,
download those apps and start trading. When
okay,
the
right,
market is in a bullish phase, it's very easy to make money. It doesn't
okay,
work all the time.
right,
Globally, scenes change very fast, and the moment the
okay,
market gets into bearish phase, these
okay,
youngsters don't know where to book their losses, or they don't keep their fixed stop losses, and they start losing
okay,
money. So it's better
Okay.
to get slowly and steadily, invest,
Okay.
then keep on booking profits. Again,
Okay.
reinvest the money that you have earned, put in more
Okay.
money, and create a
Okay.
proper portfolio.
Okay, okay, okay. So, viewers, please do not make such mistakes. Don't trust any website and just don't invest anywhere. Please think about it and then slowly, steadily, and by doing all the research, invest. So, sir, are there any career opportunities in India or outside India after knowing about the stock market, or are there any courses which one has to do to enter into stock market?
Yeah. See, there are very many wonderful opportunities from academic side in our country.
Okay,
There are many institutions, very recognized institutions like Narsi Monji, there's Bombay Stock Exchange, plus the National Stock Exchange. They have their academic institutes. Like
okay,
BSc and NSC, Bombay and the National Stock Exchange have their academic wing, wherein you
okay,
can get your certifications done, which are called
okay,
as NISM, which stands for National Stock Exchange Institutes of Securities Market. You can get
okay,
your various modules done. You
okay,
can become a trader, you can become a research analyst, you can become a risk management professional, you can become a back end person, and you
okay,
can pass all these modules and get
okay,
into the markets. As I rightly said, is Narsi Manji is offering a 2 year full-time MBA in capital markets. There
okay,
are other management colleges. Since I'm from Maharashtra, I'm aware of the Maharashtra colleges. There are many colleges who have tie-up with National Stock Exchange as well as Bombay Stock Exchange, and they
right,
offer a full-time 2 year degree in MBA in capital markets. There are
okay,
some
okay,
colleges in Mumbai, Pune, they offer diploma in capital market management. Our very
okay,
own BYK College of Nasik also has a diploma called DCMM, Diploma in Capital Market Management.
okay,
Basically, any academic student who is interested into the markets and who wishes to have these kind of certifications can complete this and get into the markets. But
that's
it is not a prerequisite that you have these certificates and then only you can get into the market. You can get in touch with any broker, any
right,
intermediary who is into the markets, work
okay,
with the office as an intern, work with
okay,
his office as a full-time back-end guy, get
okay,
into research, get into front-end desk, get into
okay,
various management things, and after that also he can get the modules done. And passing
okay,
these modules is very easy. These are all simple modules wherein, say, a month's time, a 2 months' time, you can pass these various certifications. These
okay,
certifications will definitely improve your opportunities to get into the career market. See, there
okay,
are thousand people who are getting BCom degree or BBA degree this year. But
right,
if you
right,
have this module done before you complete your graduation, you will stand
okay,
out in the whole
right,
crowd. You will be
right,
differentiated from the crowd, and your chances of getting into a broking industry is very easy.
okay, okay, okay. Definitely, dear students and viewers, please, there are many institutes. I'll mention them in the description box. You can go through them and you can get your modules done. So, sir, currently we are hearing a lot of things about cryptocurrency, and in this year's budget, we have heard a lot about cryptocurrency. So, what are your views on it?
Right. See, there are two things in your question. One is crypto, and one is what you heard in the budget.
Right.
Crypto is a digital currency which has
Okay.
been formed using the technology called blockchain.
Okay.
Known cryptos as of now, which are very famous globally, are like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever. The
Yes.
biggest problem with these cryptos is they are not governed by any specific laws of any specific country.
Okay.
So you don't know who is controlling the crypto, who is
Okay.
governing the crypto. And because of that, there is a big void into the regulations of it. And because of that, it is not a very safe product of investment. It is a
Okay.
popular product, but it is not a
Okay.
safe product because it is unregulated.
right.
And because of that, say I'll give you a small example. In the era of COVID, Bitcoin
Hmm.
was trading around 4,000 US dollars. Today, the
Right.
same Bitcoin went up to 64,000 US dollars. Then
Right.
in 2 days, it fell down to 31,000 US dollars. Now, when we are
Okay.
talking, Bitcoin is trading around 44 to 45,000 US dollars.
Okay.
Now, this kind of investment is very, very, very risky. So one must take too much of precaution before entering into the crypto or the Bitcoin market. Bitcoin is a
Okay.
specific product, but the crypto market. Now, the
Right.
second question, India too wishes to bring in its own digital currency. That is
Okay.
absolutely different. It would be
Okay.
governed, it would be regulated, it would
Hmm.
be produced by our own government. It will
Okay.
be a supportive digital asset. It would be
Okay.
same, it would be a digital currency. So
Okay.
that product will be totally different. The same way India has regularized UPI payments, they have
Right.
brought in digital banking. So this would be a digital revolution in our country happening next year. And it would be a digital rupee because our currency is called as rupee. So
Right.
next year you will see a digital rupee in 2023 that would be
Okay.
totally different. And what you are talking as of now, crypto is totally different. It's a
Right.
digital blockchain technology currency. And since it is not regulated by any country, say US or Japan or Germany or India or anyone,
Hmm.
and because it is unregulated, you see these kind of fluctuations. And no one knows who is controlling it. So one
Okay.
must think twice before you get into cryptocurrencies.
Okay. Okay. Yes, and now to wind up the session, we would move to our last question. Like your one line advice for today's youngster who are willing to enter in this field.
Yeah, yeah, you should definitely enter because India is passing through a wonderful phase of economy. India
Mhm.
is opening up.
Okay.
Our country is a population of 135 crore people. The
Okay.
millennial generation, which is as of now in the early 20s, they are all academically doing best. And they
Mhm.
should definitely make it a point to learn the markets, invest their money regularly. See,
Okay.
because what is going to happen is the world has become a small village. And
Right.
because of that, what has happened is the rate of interest scenario is very different uh, s- compared to last, say, 15 or 20 years. Earlier, the rate
Okay.
of interest when we were into the markets was around 18% per annum. Now, the rate
Right.
of interest going on into fixed deposits or the banking rate is around, say, 4% for banks and 6% for fixed deposit holders.
Correct.
Globally, the FD rates are as low as 1.5% per annum. In this
Mm-hmm.
scene, when the inflation rate practically is around say 7-8%, how are you going to earn? So you have to
Right.
take serious note of your investments. And for that, stock market is a place to be. The other thing is, since India is opening up, and in another, say, 2 decades or another 25 years, you will see a
Okay.
change scenario of our country. We will be
Okay.
among the fastest growing economies in the world. In this
Okay.
scenario, there will be a lot of companies who are coming to the markets to raise capital. And if
Okay.
we don't participate into this rally, we are
Mm-hmm.
going to miss it out. You get my point? Like I'll give you a
Right.
small example. There in last year, because the market was good, there were so many companies who wanted to raise capital, they came to stock
Right.
markets. And
Mm-hmm.
people who invested into those companies definitely got good amount of returns after their investments. So
Right.
youngsters definitely should look at this industry and keep on investing.
Okay, okay. So that was very nice of you to answer all the queries, questions which were mentioned by our students. And I hope all our viewers are satisfied and all your queries are solved. If in case you have any doubts, as I earlier mentioned, Suhas sir's number will be mentioned in the description box. Please call him and he will definitely guide you. And Suhas sir, I am very thankful. Team SKEI is very thankful for taking out your precious time and coming here and answering all our questions.
My pleasure.
Yes,
My pleasure. Thank you.
thank you
Wish you
so
all the
much.
best.
Thank you so much. And all our viewers, please don't forget to like the video, to share the video, and to subscribe to our channel. The live session will be uploaded immediately. So those who have missed it out can visit our YouTube page or our website or our Facebook page and can watch the video. So once again, thank you so much, sir, for giving out your time.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so